Hey everyone, I'm Nick Hughes, and I work as an AI solution engineer at Wave AI, and this is video 2 of a series which is giving an overview and providing some use case examples of automated email inbox management. Now, what that means is we are using AI to automate and manage your business's inbox. If you haven't watched the first video, you should. You can pop back and get an understanding of kind of how the whole thing works. Today, we're going to see this baby in action. Let's go. All right, so I've created a fake inbox. This will simulate a business's inbox, right? Right now, totally empty, squeaky clean. Wouldn't that be nice? And let's start with an email from, in this case, a guy named Ron. He says, hey, I'm Ron. I run an e-commerce business selling auto accessories. I'm interested in automating some of the processes we have, wondering if we could find a time to meet to talk more. Perfect. Okay, so we'll send that. And what's happening right now is the email's going to hit the inbox. We're going to use AI to classify the email itself, okay? And it would go either to a fully automated or a human involved outcome. In this case, interested in meeting falls in our fully automated outcomes. Perfect. And then we will trigger, with that classification, we'll trigger an automated outcome that's defined by the user. Okay, now you'll recognize this document from the first video, right? And in this case, in our fully automated category, we've got our interested now classification or a category, and that is going to trigger the drafting of an HTML formatted email. We're going to include our Calendly link, right? HTML lets us kind of format nice, easy reading emails. The links will have like easy formatting for clicking and using, and then we're going to add a label so that our team can easily find this email on the back end. All right, so let's see how we're doing. Whoops, here we go. Okay, so we've got our email that's hit the inbox here, and we can see a couple labels have already been added, so let's check this out. All right, hey, here's Ron's email, perfect. All right, and we've got our response drafted. What we have here is, Dear Ron, thanks for reaching out. I appreciate your interest in automating processes for your e-commerce business. I'd be happy to discuss this further, address any questions. Can we schedule a call to go over the details? Please find a time that suits for you on my Calendly link. Schedule a call. I can click this, boom. And once it loads, and there we are. Ron can easily schedule something. Of course, this is just my personal Calendly link, but looking forward to our conversation. Best regards, Nick Hughes. Okay, so that looks great. And our team can come in here and maybe even just go to, because these have been labeled, right? We've got a need a human draft review. Look at, this is where it pops up so that we can easily access this and send drafts we want. We also have it labeled and interested now. So maybe a little redundant, but nonetheless, very organized. Now let's do something a little more complicated. Okay. Let's go here. All right, how does it work? This guy's asking. Hi Team Wave, I'm interested in finding automation solutions for my boutique chocolate shop, Nico's Chocolates. Sure. I don't know much about AI. What's the process like for finding a solution that would work? Okay, thanks, Nick. Okay, let's send that. Now, answering questions about a company gets a little more complicated, as you can imagine. So one of the things we can do is we can go to the company website, we can scrape it, right? Or whatever your business might have, wherever your information exists, we might scrape from here. We might dump it all into a single resource, right? In this case, on Notion. It could be a Google Drive document. It could be whatever you want. It can be a dynamic thing that we add to, right? So you can actively come in here and edit this document, and then anytime a question is asked, it's pulling from this live, living document, okay? Or we can go with a static route. A static document is way better for like much bigger sources of information, right? When we have a lot of information we need AI to pull from effectively, we want to structure that information in a way that's going to deliver it effectively so that the AI system is answering the right questions with the right information, right? So that's something that we do at Wave, is make sure that your information is easily accessible in the format that AI can handle so that we can get the right answers to these questions out. All right, so in this case, we've compiled a Notion document. All right, so let's see how we're doing over here. We're gonna go to our inbox. We're gonna see, okay, the emails come in. After a short wait, we've got all of our processes already completed. Okay, we know that it's labeled as AI has responded with, and the inquiry was an asked question, or that's a classification. We've also added the tag need a human draft review. Okay, so that means that this email response has been drafted, and to find it quickly, just like the previous one, we can always click on our draft review folder, and here's our asked question. Perfect, it's the same one we were just looking at. Now we can scroll down and we can see, hey, thank you for reaching out to us with your question about the process. We have a structured approach. Typical engagement looks like this: an AI audit with your company, onboarding to identify goals, integration, deployment, development begins, prototype testing, deployment. We'd be happy to discuss this in more detail. Why don't we do a call? Okay, perfect. So let's check how we did. Look at typical engagement with us looks like an AI audit, onboarding, development, prototype, deployment. So we've nailed it. We're like dead on with what we want, what information we want going out to our potential clients. And we've got our link to kind of nurture this lead, right? We're kind of pushing it along. Someone comes in and says, hey, I want to talk with you right away. Great, that's easy. Someone comes in and says, hey, how do you do this? We want to be able to say, this is how we do it, and let's chat, right? So this is kind of a little bit of sales development work. All right, so this all looks good, and we can go ahead and say, check in here, and look, did we get everything done? Yeah. Answer the question in a professional manner. Nudge the emailer along, and label for review. Perfect. Okay, so we've seen a couple use cases here, but let's say that we wanted to get a little more advanced. All right, now we want to maybe, instead of just having labels, we want to be able to notify our team, all right, and say, hey, we've just had someone ask this question. Please review the draft. Let's just get this guy going, or girl going. Maybe we also want to capture some information, right? Maybe this email's come in and we're like, hey, we should talk to this guy with Nico's Chocolates. He wants to automate some stuff. He wants to use our product offerings. Let's capture this lead and put it in our database. That's what's coming next. On the next video, we'll be exploring those functionalities. So come and find me there. All right.